You are not going to believe what we've got today. So get comfortable, hit that like button, and let's get right into it. In Foxborough, what looked like a statement win turned into a gut punch. And somehow, the division is still sitting right there within reach. There's a hidden detail in the numbers that changes everything. There's a rookie who lit up Gillette like a fuse and sent a message to the rest of the league. There's a play-calling decision that has Patriots fans split right down the middle. And there's an issue with the passing game that could blow up under the primetime lights. Do you trust this team learned the lesson? Stay with me. At halftime, the quiet inside Gillette Stadium felt off. Not the quiet of fear, more like the confident quiet of a crowd that thinks the job is already done. Up 24-7, snow falling, fans buzzing. Everything pointed to New England finishing off their biggest rival, sealing a second win over Buffalo this season, and taking a massive step toward their first AFC East title in 6 years. For 30 minutes, it was a message to the entire NFL. This team can control a heavyweight. The offense was aggressive, the plan was sharp, the defense was suffocating, and Drake May looked like a second-year quarterback playing with veteran calm. It felt like the perfect script. And maybe that's why the collapse hurt even more, because the second half turned into a different reality. Josh Allen came out like he hit a hidden switch. The Patriots defense, which had blanked Buffalo for most of the first half, couldn't get off the field. 5 straight Bills drives ended in touchdowns. 5. Meanwhile, the Patriots offense sputtered, swallowed hard, and watched a 21-point lead slip away. For the first time in 14 games this season, May was held under 200 passing yards. The passer rating dipped. The explosive rhythm vanished. And suddenly the guy across the field, the reigning MVP, was the one dictating every heartbeat of the game. And look, nobody is pretending that doesn't sting. Blowing a lead like that leaves a mark. It forces a hard question. Is this a growing pain or is it a warning sign? Because what made it worse wasn't just losing. It was losing when the door was open to slam the division race shut. But here's the part a lot of fans don't want to hear right now, because the emotion of Sunday is louder than logic. Even with that brutal loss, the Patriots still control their own destiny in the AFC East. That's not motivational talk. That's straight math. 3 games left. Win all 3, and New England wins the division, no matter what Buffalo does. And there's more. Based on the current winning percentages of the remaining opponents, New England's closing schedule is among the easier ones in the league. Ravens, Jets, Dolphins. Combined, those teams are hovering around a .390 winning percentage. That doesn't mean automatic. It means possible. It means the opportunity is still alive. And when you dig into the tiebreakers, the Patriots are still in a favorable spot. Divisional record? New England is positioned well with 2 AFC East games left. Common opponents? The Patriots have an edge. Conference record? Still within control. The bottom line is simple. Even after a second-half nightmare, nothing has been lost that can't be reclaimed. The key to the division is still in Foxborough's hands. The bigger issue now is mental. You can't blow a lead like that and pretend it doesn't create a ghost. The question is whether this locker room uses it as fuel or lets it become a shadow. And with a primetime trip to Baltimore coming up, we're about to find out exactly who this team really is. And if the Patriots had gotten just one defensive stop in that second half, we'd be talking about one name non-stop today. One name that turned the cold in Foxborough into fireworks. Henderson didn't have a solid game. He had a ridiculous one. The kind of performance that changes how you view a player, changes the pecking order, and changes the plan going forward. The loss pushed it into the background, and that's a mistake. Because Henderson was the engine that put New England in a position to win in the first place. He led the team with 161 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns. And not just any touchdowns. He ripped off runs that felt impossible. Burst, vision, and the one trait you can't coach, speed. Every time he touched the ball, you felt like something explosive was on the table. And twice, he proved it, going the distance on touchdowns of 52 and 65 yards. Speed kills, Hunter Henry said, and he's right. You either have it or you don't, and Henderson has it at a level that forces defenses to play honest. What makes it even more impressive is how fast he's grown. Early in the season, he was a rotational guy, learning, getting limited touches, feeling out the NFL pace. After week 8, everything flipped. More snaps, more opportunities, more trust. With Ramondre Stevenson missing time due to that toe injury, the door opened, and Henderson didn't just walk through it. He kicked it down. And that speaks to coaching, too. Tony Dews came in with Mike Vrabel this offseason, and you can see the development week to week. Henderson runs with purpose now. It's not just raw explosion. It's patience behind blocks, quick decisions, and that instant acceleration when the lane appears. That combination is deadly. The most telling moment might have been on that 65-yard run when Henderson reversed course into open space, and Drake May ended up out front as a lead blocker, more by presence than by force. But still, that's chemistry. That's buy-in. That's a quarterback saying, if I can get my guy in space, he's taking us home. And historically, what Henderson is doing as a rookie is rare. 4 rushing touchdowns of 50-plus yards in a season. Only 2 other rookies in league history have ever pulled that off. That's not a fluke. That's talent meeting opportunity. And if the Patriots can marry that kind of backfield threat with a functional passing game, they become a matchup nobody wants in December and January. Which brings us to the part that has Patriots fans fired up. The most frustrating thing after Sunday wasn't just losing. It was the feeling of déjà vu. For a while, it felt like certain ghosts were gone. Then, in the biggest game of the season, they came right back. The Patriots dominated the first half with control, confidence, and creativity. That 21-0 lead didn't happen by accident. It was built with a plan and executed cleanly. And then halftime hit, and the script flipped. Josh McDaniels had an outstanding first half from a game planning standpoint. Balanced calls, good tempo, May comfortable, Buffalo guessing. But once the Bills adjusted, once the pressure rose and the game turned into a fight, the Patriots lost their most reliable outlet. And this is where the debate is splitting Patriots Nation. The lack of Stephon Diggs in the second half plan. You can't dance around it. Diggs shredded Buffalo in the first meeting back in week 5. He was the chain mover, the tone setter, the guy who made that defense uncomfortable. So when he's targeted only 4 times in a game where the offense needed to stabilize, to move the sticks, to win time of possession, you're going to hear it from fans. And you should. Sure, you can argue Buffalo made it a priority to take him away. That's expected. But great coordinators find ways to involve their best players anyway. Motion, bunch sets, quick hitters, crossers, anything that forces the defense to choose. If the defense is selling out to erase Diggs, that should open space somewhere else. The problem is the offense never really replaced what Diggs provides when the game tightens. And the result was an offense that felt stuck in the second half. Drives died early. The defense kept returning to the field. Josh Allen kept getting chances. The contrast between the two halves was jarring, like watching 2 completely different teams wearing the same jersey. This doesn't mean everything is broken. Far from it. The first half showed New England has the blueprint to compete with anyone. But the NFL punishes slow adjustments, especially in December. And in primetime next week, there's no room to repeat that pattern. The Patriots have to play 60 minutes with the same level of intent, and they have to maximize the players who give them the best chance to win. Now, let's talk about the passing game overall, because the most painful part is that it started with hope. The game opened with an incredible diving grab by Kayshon Boutte, the kind of catch that makes you think, okay, today the receivers are here. Mac Hollins made a few plays against his former team. But after those flashes, the wide receiver group didn't make enough of an impact in a game that demanded it. The numbers tell the story. Patriots wide receivers combined for just 8 catches. Hollins led the group with 4 for 41 yards. Bout had that big 30-yard opener. And that was basically it. Diggs finished with 3 catches for 26 yards. And when your receivers are putting up that kind of production, your offense becomes easier to defend, especially once the opponent knows you're leaning on the run. All 4 Patriots touchdowns came on the ground. Drake May scored twice with his legs in the red zone, extending plays and finishing drives. Then Henderson took over with those home run runs. That's great, until it's all you have. Because in the second half, May looked out of sync with his pass catchers. DeMario Douglas and Kyle Williams were held without a catch, and 6 of May's 14 completions went to either a running back or a tight end. That's a sign that either receivers weren't separating, or the timing wasn't there, or May didn't feel comfortable cutting it loose. Maybe it's all 3. And when they tried to push the ball downfield, it backfired. On that deep shot to Hollins, there was a moment that looked like it could have drawn a defensive pass interference on Tre'Davious White, but no call. Instead, May was credited with his first interception. From that point on, the offense lost its vertical threat. The Patriots couldn't generate chunk plays through the air, something they'd used to their advantage all season. Buffalo squeezed the field and dared New England to win outside, and New England couldn't consistently answer. Diggs said it after the game. Against a team like that, you can't have a lull mentally or physically. You have to play 60-minute football. That wasn't just a quote. That was a warning. And Mike Vrabel's comments made it clear he believed the offense would deliver on the final drive, so much so that he went for it on 4th down. The Patriots just didn't execute. Now the spotlight gets hotter. The next game is on the road against Baltimore under the primetime lights. And if the Patriots' wide receivers don't show up, if the passing game doesn't find rhythm, there won't be enough big runs to save you. The Ravens will punish hesitation. They'll punish stalled drives. They'll punish missed opportunities. So here we are, Patriots fans. Still in control of the division, but with pressure cranked up. Sunday hurt, no doubt. But it also gave the team a clear message. You can't live on great halves. You can't disappear after halftime. You can't let your best weapons fade when the game tightens. The path is still there. 3 games. Win out. Take the AFC East. But the margin for error is thinner now, and the next test is the biggest one yet. Now I want to hear from you. Going into Ravens Week, do you believe this team responds the right way? Is this going to be a redemption moment, or are we about to see the same story repeat itself? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading them. And if you're riding with this team, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. We're here every day, and no matter how wild this season gets, we're going through it together. Patriots Nation, let's talk.